All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to High Ground TV, and we're talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5. This was a good one. This was, I think, a resounding success. A lot of things that I think a lot of fans have been waiting for. I've had no issues with the series so far. I think it's been great. I've seen a lot of fans talking about how, Kenobi, the series, is contradictory to certain things that Obi-Wan says in A New Hope. And I've watched A New Hope, and it's really not contradictory. In fact, it adds layers to what's going on with Obi-Wan in A New Hope. Interesting fact, Alec Guinness was about 62 when they filmed A New Hope. Ewan McGregor right now, I think he's 51. So in 9 years, he's going to be 60. So Alec Guinness is only 2 years older than, like where they would be if they were filming A New Hope. But I think Ewan's probably aging a little bit better than Mr. Guinness. Anyways, so that whole age thing, the 9 years, never bothered me. Anyways, back to this episode. We got Hayden and Ewan dueling in Coruscant. Flashback. Fantastic stuff. A lot of great lines, a lot of great dialogue. The fact that they looked a little bit older did not bother me at all. I have a suspension of belief, I mean. And yeah, whatever. They got a few wrinkles here and there. Who cares? We are seeing Hayden Christensen in 2022 in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And a lot of this dialogue that they have back and forth relates to what's going on with Vader and Kenobi within the episode itself. So the gist of this duel that they're having on Coruscant, Obi-Wan is still the master. Anakin is the Padawan. And Anakin is very aggressive. He's very, very sure of himself. He multiple times he says, "You've lost. It's over. You need to surrender." But Obi-Wan keeps reminding him of his impulsivity, his arrogance, and how he is still a learner. So that's interesting. But the impulsivity and the arrogance and the thinking great of himself and his abilities is also relatable to what happens on Mustafar when we have the famous line of, "Don't try it. I have the high ground." He tried it. He got his limbs cut off. He should have been more patient. He should have been more willing to think about it and not so impulsive before he tried that move on Obi-Wan and Mustafar. Anyways, the episode is great. So it takes off right after the end of episode 4, where we had Leia and Ewan going to Jabim. They meet up there. We have all the people from the pathway, the underground railroad for Jedis, the pathway for force sensitive people and refugees and stuff like this. And Vader and Reva are coming right away, and evil Lola. So this is the crux of the plot this episode. Evil Lola, the little droid that looks like the battery's not included. Remember, battery's not included. Was that a Spielberg movie? But yeah, battery's not included. They got these little droids, just the same. Great movie if you ever want to watch Battery's Not Included. They're basically Lola, but Lola's like evil now, and she disables the big giant blast door, thing, so the ship can't get out, and they need to figure out how to disable that and get it working before Reva and her team and Vader eventually get through the gate and capture them all or kill them all. There was a lot of heartwarming moments. Not heartwarming. These were sad moments. Tala. Okay, spoilers. Tala. I actually almost cried. I might have watered up a bit. That was a good scene, reminiscent of when K2SO died in Rogue One. Ned B, until the last, he's kind of protecting her, and then he kneels down beside her. He's shielding her from the laser bolts. She's already been shot, and she pulls out a detonator and doesn't allow Obi-Wan to come and save her. So Obi-Wan's just been through the mill, man. He's had some real bad times, and that's why I think this series works, because he's struggling through immense grief, immense PTSD from thinking he killed having his Padawan, one of his best friends, go to the dark side, totally go to the dark side and start slaughtering children. And he's seen this now. So that failure is in his mind. He leaves his friend for dead. He assumes that he's dead. He's forced to kill him. Of course, Vader survives, but he doesn't know this for 10 years. So when he finds out, and shout out to Ewan McGregor for when he does find out in episode 2, the look of anxiety, grief, confusion, fear in his face, and how all those emotions kind of mix together was just fantastic. So Ewan McGregor has been number one highlight in terms of performances, I think, in this series. There's a few other revelations that happen, which a lot of people were groveling about earlier in the series. Like, this is a plot hole. How does Reva know that Vader is... Did you see the very first scene of episode 1 when there was a little black girl, youngling? And I always assumed, like right from the first episode, I was like, when we met Reva and when we got to know her a little bit, I assumed that was her. And that was her reason for having a fixation with finding Kenobi. She wanted, like... I didn't quite get the details of why she wanted to find Kenobi so bad. But I figured that she was one of the younglings when Order 66 went down. And she either saw a recording of Vader being pronounced Vader by Palpatine, or she actually saw Anakin murdering younglings. So it turns out, and she has a little very nice scene with Ewan where he gets it out of her that she was a youngling, and she's actually basically biding her time to strike down Vader. She wants revenge against Anakin. She wants to kill Anakin, which is not an easy thing to do. So it makes sense that she's been apprehensive about, putting her plan into place, like when she's going to be able to do this. She probably should have taken Obi-Wan's offer for them to do it together, and that would have been interesting to see that play out. So, of course, eventually Reva gets through. There's the whole fight. Tala dies. And little Leia, she's the one that fixes the door. And the ship gets out. At the last second, though, well, the ship doesn't get out. But before the ship gets out, Vader comes through. Obi-Wan has made it back to the transport. Vader comes strolling in. And he is just having a rage. He's having a fit. And he force holds the ship before it can take off, pulls it down to the ground. He starts ripping off panels with the force, but it was a bait and switch, and the ship behind it is the one with all the passengers, and then that transport takes off. They get away. I saw a lot of people didn't like that. This is breaking canon. You remember in A New Hope, like when Han, Leia, and Luke, when they escaped in the Falcon in A New Hope from the Death Star, why didn't Vader just grab it with the Force? Did you watch the movie? Like, there's so many idiotic comments in terms when people are saying that it breaks canon. There's things that are, like, this is a massive franchise. There's going to be things that break canon, but it's about the story and the characters. And even then, that doesn't break canon. He was in a huge fit of rage. We're talking about, he thinks Kenobi is on the ship. That's why he is expanding so much Force energy to take it, to hold it, to bring it down. He's pissed. He's very, very pissed. In Rogue One, when Leia's ship comes down, and that's a way bigger ship. I'm pretty sure the Tantive is way, way bigger than one of these old transports. And when the Tantive goes down, how come we didn't Force grab it? I don't think he honestly cares as much. And he's older. He's about 9 years older. And he's probably getting a bit jaded at this point, like in Rogue One. Not jaded, but he's just like, yeah, he kills all those rebel guys on the Tantive launch bay, and the hallway scene. But he didn't have the same amount of rage that he would have had when he saw the Kenobi transport taking off, and that's why he pulled it down. He's so pissed off. He's so angry. He's so bitter. He's so impulsive. He's so arrogant still. And he's still, see, that's how all of the flashback scene in Coruscant relates. He's still too brash. He's still a learner. And it's interesting how they're playing with that line, which a lot of fans have been talking about, from A New Hope, when he says, when I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. yeah, a master at getting caught. If anybody's seen Dooku's escape or Dooku's capture, that arc in Clone Wars is fantastic and peak comedy when it comes to the banter between Anakin and Obi-Wan and Dooku. It's a great few episodes there. Hondo Ohnaka as well. Johnny Depp for Hondo Ohnaka, everybody. Johnny Depp for Hondo Ohnaka. So yeah, the transport takes off. Vader's looking up. Reva comes up behind him, does a sneak play, and she really thinks that she's got him, but we know that's not going to happen. She pulls her lightsaber, tries to strike him down. He, force stops her, and then he kind of just fights her with like force pushes. He's toying with her basically. She's not a threat at all to Vader. But we get a decent little fight. The choreography is a little, I don't know, questionable. That's like my only things with the show where I'm like, is some of the production values don't seem quite as high as like the films. And some of the shaky cam was noticeably annoying on the second time I watched it, because I watched it the second time. And some of the shaky cam in the battle sequence when the Reva and them get into the tunnel, some of the shaky cam is just annoying to me. But there's a lot of beautiful cinematography, some solid musical cues. Of course, like everybody, I wish we would hear some of that trailer music that they've been using, like some of the Duel of Fate stuff, but they haven't really. Maybe they're saving that for the last episode. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe if we're gonna get some of that at all, they're saving it for the last episode. But yeah, Reva tries to kill Vader. He toys with her, and then he stabs her in the gut, and she has these flashbacks of Anakin stabbing her. I didn't quite get that. I don't know if that's just she's imagining that, like she was there, but she didn't actually get stabbed by Anakin. But they juxtapose the two shots, and it's pretty cool. They juxtapose a shot of Vader, stabbing her with the lightsaber, and they juxtapose that with when she's a youngling getting stabbed by Anakin with the lightsaber, and they use the same perspective of Reva as a Inquisitor versus as a youngling. And then it's revealed that the Grand Inquisitor is back. He says revenge is like the greatest thing for survival, something like that. He says revenge kept me alive, and there's people speculating, he's got two stomachs or whatever, but we knew he was coming back. It's see, people, it's a plot hole. No, it's not. If you'd watched the entire show and stop complaining and whining and bitching every 2 seconds, you would have seen that Grand Inquisitor is back. And I actually like Rupert Friend, is that his name? Rupert Friend. I like his delivery. He's real good. I don't know how much we're going to see of him in the final episode. When it comes to what's going to happen next episode, I don't know. It's strange to me. It's strange to me because apparently Reva, everybody's surviving. I've seen that meme, Qui-Gon going, yo, what the WTF? Everybody's getting stabbed with lightsabers and surviving. But some of that can be chalked up to Qui-Gon is a light force user, so he's not going to have that hatred, revenge, an ability with the force to kind of stay alive, prolong, and use some sort of healing element. But of course, Rey is able to force heal people and stuff like that. So Obi-Wan, why didn't you know how to force heal anybody? Is this a new thing? Anyways, Reva, it looks like she's going to survive. Oh, Bail Organa, everybody. Fail Organa, more like. Bail sends Obi-Wan a transmission on the communicator. And communicator, is that a Star Trek term? I'm not sure, but yeah, on the little thingy that has the hologram, and he basically spells it out for anybody who's going to capture this unencrypted, easily lost little item. And he says, oh yeah, if you've been captured, I hope you're not, well, I'm gonna have to go to Tatooine and talk to Uncle Owen and take care of the boy. Bail, you just broadcast that to anybody who finds it. Reva finds it because Obi-Wan gave his lightsaber and a couple other things to Haja. Haja dropped it in the confusion getting onto the transport. So Reva's, and I don't know why Vader didn't kill Reva. She just tried to kill you. That's whatever, right? See, I might have a problem with the show, but I'm not going to go on the internet and make 25-minute video talking about it. You'll see people in the fandom menace. They make the most ridiculous comments. I saw one post. They posted a picture. There's a scene where Obi-Wan surrenders himself purposefully, and this is something that he does time and time again in Clone Wars. It's a tactic of his. So he surrenders to Reva, and then he's kneeling down, and there's a wide shot, and Reva's standing across from him. She's standing, and then Obi-Wan's on the ground. And then somebody posted this as if they put a big LOL, and they posted the picture like as if there's something nefarious with this picture. And then you'll see people like, this is ridiculous. They'll say that, oh, the show is like woke. Disney keeps shoving this woke shit down our throats. And you ask them, what is woke about the show? Specific, like Obi-Wan for sure. Like, you ask them, what's woke about this show? And it's basically a black character existing, pretty much. You can have some issues with the character, but if you're calling it woke, and you're complaining that this is like Disney virtue signaling or something. They're virtue signaling by having a character that is black. Get out of here. Anyways, very, very good episode. I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode. We got the last shot of Luke at the end. Reva now knows where Luke is, so prediction-wise, what the hell? What are we going to do? What are we going to do with that next episode? Is Obi-Wan going to figure out he lost communicator and maybe it's fallen into the Empire's hands? Is Reva going to go try and kidnap Luke once she's like healed herself somehow? And then I thought she was turning back to be good, but maybe this is an origin story of her going hard. Like, maybe she'll break free from the Empire and she won't be on either side. She'll be like just a solo agent of her own evilness. And maybe this is the origin of that. But is she going to go to Tatooine, try to get Luke? And then I don't know what her plan is. If she does try to get Luke, like, yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what's gonna happen in the next episode. I love it. Apparently, it's gonna be a long one, like an hour and 33 minutes. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, everyone, great episode. Let me know what you think down below, and we will see you on the next video. I'm out.